Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I go by the name of Tlotlo, and I would like to give you a warm welcome back into my YouTube channel tutorials program, where we inspire A students to achieve greatness through their mirror learning. If you haven't subscribed yet, please be sure to click on that subscribe button to ensure that you don't miss out on any of our future content. And also, like, if ever this video is helpful to you guys, share this video with others you think might find this video helpful, so that we all make the right impact into the world. So without wasting any more of your time, let's get straight into the video. So today we'll be focusing on our computer practice N6. As we can see here, this is the question paper, so please be sure to get yourself this question paper. And then if ever there's anything inside this question paper that you would like me to do, let me know on the comment section, and then I will be sure to make another video on that specific question. But then at the moment they asked me to do, I think it's question 10A. So today I'll be focusing on question 10A. On my previous video I was doing question 9A and B. So if you haven't checked out that video, please be sure to go and have a look at that video, because today we'll be only focusing on our question 10. Okay, so going straight to our question 10, let me just scroll down quickly. And then if there's anything else you don't understand on this video or any of my videos that I've done before, if there's anything you do not understand, please be sure to let me know in the comment section, so that I can touch on that, or so that I can fix some of those things that you might not understand. And okay, yeah, so this is our question. I think this is what we're doing. Oh, this is question 9. Nope. Also question 10A. So this is what we will be doing for today's video. Okay, so today I'll be moving pretty fast, so if ever you miss some of these things that I'll be talking about, just rewatch the video. And yeah, I don't want to make this video so long. I just wanted to make it nice and short. So question 10A, they're saying retrieve the spreadsheet saved as hotels. So I've already retrieved that. This is the spreadsheet. This is the spreadsheet, as you can see, and then it's also written here, hotel. Insert your headers as instructed. We all know how to insert our headers and footer, so you will do that. And then edit the spreadsheet according to the instructions below, as well as the following page. Make use of word art. Okay, so they say you must make use of word art. So let's look for our word art. So some of this information here all the information does not appear, but then, so when we make it a bit bigger, it will appear. So it doesn't appear because of this two screens, the split screen thing, because I want us to be able to check the question paper as well as navigate the worksheet. Okay, so let me just try to make this bigger. Okay, they said you must make use of a word art. Oh, insert. Hi man, it's supposed to be here, so let me just try to make this bigger. Insert. Oh yeah, here's our word art. So okay, so let me check this. So they said okay, so I'll start with this first column and then go to text effect, and the position. So they said it must be black text color 1 shade, or black text color 1 shade. So we'll come back here, and then we'll say what? We will say black text color shade. So let me just make this bigger, and then insert word art. So as you can check here, we have filling, it's blue, accent shadow 1, orange. So this is the black text 1 shade. So we're looking for this. So now I can go back to our split screen. Okay, and then we'll follow the instructions. So they said, so we've done this filling part, and then now we come into text. They said it must be Hotel La Cuisine, or whatever that says. Okay, so you do that quickly. So it's hotel Okay, so it's something like this, and then they said the font must be, okay, I don't know how to pronounce that, but then let's look for it quickly. The font, the relevant font. So here's the font they said you must use, and it must be 40. Font size must be 40. And then we come into our text effect. So our text effect, they said it must be glow 5 point blue accent 1 color, glow 5 point. So coming back to this, just highlight like this, and then we have this format here. So we come into format, and then we're looking for our text effect. So this is our text effect. So we have our text outliner, and then this is the text filling. So the filling is where we choose that we want that black color accent, and then so now we strictly focusing on this. So they said it must be glow, so we're looking for glow 5 point. Okay, so let me check this first one. Okay, so blue 5 point color accent 1. So this is the one we're looking for. So it must be like this. And then what else? And then they say the position. Now we're looking for the position only. So they said the position must be in A1 to D4. So our A1 is our A1, and then D4 is somewhere around here. So coming back to this, and then just move it like this, and then it must be A1. A1 to D4. So D4 must be something like this. Yeah, you must have something like this. So we are done with this part. And then number 4, they say insert the picture saved as hotel from your student folder. Insert the picture in E2 to E5. So E2 is our E2, so this is the E2. So let's insert the picture. Okay, so some of this information does not appear, so let me just make this screen bigger so that we can see everything. And then we're inserting what? We're inserting the picture. And then so we're looking for the picture. So the picture, so they said the picture is hotel, so we're clicking on the hotel, and then we just open the picture. Okay, so let me go back to our double screen, and then here's our picture. It must be in E2 to E5, so E2 until E5. So it must strictly stick to our E. You must have something like this, E5 actually, not E4, 5. Yes, now you must have something like this. Now you are done with that part, and then they're saying do the following calculations. Do the following calculations. A, they said make use of the function, so you can come and check here where is your A and all that, so that you don't do the formulas in the wrong place. Okay, so A, they say make use of the function to insert today's date. A, so our A, as you can see, is our A. So we come back to our worksheet, and then we're looking for that A. So our A needs to be here. Okay, so they said we must insert today's date, if I'm not mistaken. We need to insert today's date and time. So today's date and time. So how do we do that? We'll just say is equal to now. To insert, they say it returns the current date and time format as a date and time. So it gives you date and time. So hash just need to increase this, so it gives us today's date and also the time is equal to now. But then if ever your PC does not give you this, just come here and then customize so that you get the correct answer. So sometimes maybe it might be in numbers and then the time does not appear, only the date does appear. All you need to do is what is to come to customize, and then from customize you'll have such thing here, the type, the sample. Here's our sample here. As you can see, here's our sample, and then we have, sometimes you might have something like this only on your PC. You might have something like this. Now to show the time and date, you just make a space and then HH for the hour, and then HH for the hour, and then the minutes, MM for the minutes, and then just like that. Here's a sample, and then we just say okay, and then we have the correct formula. And then B, they say make use of a statement or function to determine the price in GBP if a student's FM is equal to, okay, so now once you see this if a student, you must already know that you must use what, an if function. So we're calculating what, the price in GBP, so meaning we're calculating this, our price in GBP. So we'll use the if function. So we're saying is equal to if, is equal to if. So they're saying if a student is equaling to or greater than 80. So if a student, so this is our student, if the student's FM, so FM is greater or is equal to 80, then what needs to happen? The price is 100 rand, and then we say comma, quotation marks, 100 rand. Please be sure to include those quotation marks, otherwise your answer will be incorrect, or the formula might not work properly if you don't include those quotation marks. So please be sure to include those quotation marks on your 100. And then they say if a, so now we need to use another if. So in this case we're using more than one if in a single formula, so we can't use that formula. You know, sometimes you have to say formula and then logical and then you say if to calculate your if function. So we can't use that in this case because we're having more than one if in a single formula. So they're saying if, then they're saying if, logical test, what are we testing? If a student's mark is equaling to or greater than 40. So now, meaning if this FM mark is greater or is equal to 40, then what needs to happen? The price is 150. So we're saying 150. The quotation marks, 150. Then quotation marks, and then we are done. Value if false. Okay, so they're also saying the price is 150. If the mark is less than 40, the price is 200. So now we don't have to use another if function, but then you can say if it's less than 40 is equal to 200, still fine. But then now you can just use that last statement on the value if false. So the last statement you can use it on the value if false, and then so if the value is false, meaning it's below the 40 like they said on the statement, it must be what, 200. So we'll just say quotation marks 200 and then we close bracket. So as we can see, when we close this bracket, it shows us the rate, so meaning we close this first bracket, so we need to also close this full bracket, the bracket from the beginning of our function. So when we say enter, we'll have our 100 just like this, and then from here we can simply do what, we can simply drag down everything and then we'll have all our answers. So if ever maybe I was moving too fast for you, just rewatch the video and you will be able to see what we did. Yeah. And then so we are done with this B. So now we come into C. C, make use of a function to determine the view of each student. The view of each student. Make use of absolute cell reference. C, make use of a function to determine the view. So we need to determine the view. So here's our view here. C22. So here's our view. Okay, so how do we do that? So since our view is on this table, so as we can see, we have two tables. Nah? I don't know what I did here, so let me just do this. Okay, so we have our view. So if we have a table like this, so it's going horizontally, so meaning on this, when we're using this table, you need to use what, an H lookup. And then now when we have this one here going down like this, it means we're using what? The VLOOKUP. Yes, vertical search, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. But then it's a VLOOKUP and then it's an HLOOKUP, this one. So now we are using the HLOOKUP. So what we need to do, we need to say is equal to HLOOKUP. Okay, so yes. Then you click on that like that, and then they're saying the lookup value. What are we looking up, Konje? We are looking up this. Come on, we're looking up this person. We are searching for who? We are searching for that person. And then we say our comma, and then they're saying table array. So table, where is the table? Here's the table. You need to highlight this table. And then when you highlight this table, this is where we need to search for this person on this table. And then we say comma, they're saying the row number. The row, which row are we looking for? Are we looking for the surname, the name, or the view? So we're looking for view. So it's in row number what? So the surname is row number 1, and then the name is row number 2, the view is row number 3. So we'll just say 3, and then we say comma 0, just like that, and then we just enter. Yes, and then it says C, as we can see, Buthelezi. It's not Buthelezi, this person, Achara or Bakimang. So Achara view is C, as you can see here. Now that's why we have our C here. So for now, you can simply drag down. So when you drag down, you will get the wrong answers. Why? Because they said make use of absolute self-referencing. Why did they say make use of absolute self-referencing? Because they knew that when you drag down, this column, this ranging here doesn't stay on our table here, so it keeps going down. The more you drag down, the more it keeps going down. So as you can see here, if you say this, it still goes down. So what we need to do on this first formula here, we need to include absolute self-referencing where we do not want our ranging to change. So we don't want this table to change. So as you can see, this table is highlighted in red, so meaning this red here, it's for the table. So what do we need to do? We need to include dollar signs. So dollar signs only simply means that table will not move. So we need to include dollar signs everywhere. Also this side we need to include the dollar signs, and then we say okay, and then after that you just simply drag down by now. So by now everyone should know how to use absolute self-referencing. You can't be doing N6 and then still not know how to use absolute self-referencing. But then if you didn't know, that's how you use your absolute self-referencing. Okay, so now we're moving on. They say make use of a function to determine the meal of each student. The meal. So now we are using the meal of each student. Assign the range name meal to the reference table. So now we're using this reference table. So the same must assign. So assigning simply means you need to highlight this whole table, and then just here, so they've already assigned it, if I'm not mistaken. So they've already assigned it. I don't know why, but then if they didn't assign, you'll just come here and then you write meal like this, and you just say enter. Make sure you press the enter after you write the meal, because if you don't press enter after, then it's not assigned. Okay, so now we're using vertical lookup, so it's VLOOKUP, vertical search, and then we say it's equals to VLOOKUP. Okay, so what are we looking up? We're looking up this person. That's firstly what we are doing. So we're looking up this person. So we're searching by the surnames. So we're looking up this person, and then say comma, and then table array. So the table, it's this table. So you just highlight like this. You can highlight like this, or you can simply write meal. When you highlight like this, it will already say meal here because you've already assigned this table to meal. Or you can simply, after the comma, you can just write it yourself, say meal. And then once you say meal, and then it will highlight this table for you automatically. And then you can say comma, column. So the meal is in column number 3 because it's 1, 2, 3. So column 3. and then we say comma 0, and then close bracket, enter. So it's all. Who are we looking up? This person. So let's confirm. Yes, the meal is all. So now you can drag down. So this one, when you drag down, everything will be correct, because no need to use the absolute cell reference, because you've already assigned the table to meal. So now when you've assigned the table to meal, so it simply just keeps on writing meal on the rest of the students. Yes, so I hope you all got that part. So that's how you do your VLOOKUP and your HLOOKUP. So if ever was too fast on that part, just rewatch the video, and then yeah, if ever there's anything you don't understand, just let me know on the comment sections, and then I will try to maybe do another video explaining that certain part or something like that. Okay, so moving on. Where are we? What are we doing? We're doing the meal. Now we need to determine the price for 7 days in ZAR. We need to do what? We need to determine the price for 7 days in ZAR. Make use of absolute cell referencing. Display answers in currency with 0 decimal place. Okay, let's start with the first part of which is determining the price in ZAR. So we need to determine the price for 7 days. So we have the price per day. So we'll say this price times 7, because we need to calculate for 7 days, and then we'll say times what? So they're saying leave 1. Okay, so they're saying 1 GBP to 1 ZAR is 20 rand. So 1 GBP is equal to 20,487 rands. So we'll say times this amount, and then we'll say enter, and then we'll have something like this. So once you have something like this, they said it must be make use of, okay, determine the price, make use of absolute cell referencing. So they said you must also make use of absolute cell referencing. Why? Because when you drag down, your answers will be incorrect. Why? Because if you can see this red here, this red cell is supposed to stick on this red. So now it keeps going down as you do your formula also. If you can check here, it keeps going down, but then this needs to stay constant on this cell. So hence why we need to use absolute cell referencing on this. So where do we use that absolute cell referencing? On the first answer we did. So we'll say $ before and after the letter. Then we say okay. So now when you drag down, all your answers will be correct, because if you can see, it sticks on this one, but then this one keeps on going down. This one keeps on going down, but then this one sticks. So something like this. And then they said it must be in rands, if I'm not mistaken. Display answers in currency. Also they said in currency. Okay, so that information is, oh yeah, here's the information. They said in currency with 0 decimal place. So 0 decimal place, you can just simply do this here, or click on numbers and then make sure here it's 0 decimal place currency, and then you make sure this is 0 decimal place, and you can simply say okay. Okay, so we are done with that part. I hope you all understood how it was done. Okay, so let me do this. Okay, what are we doing? Make use of, okay, they're saying make use of one or more functions to determine the seating plan for Buthelezi. So seating plan, here's our seating plan for who? For Buthelezi. Okay, so I think it needs calculated here. F, yes, so our F needs to be here. Okay, so they're saying what? Make use of one or more functions to determine the seating plan for Buthelezi. Okay, so the seating plan. So seating plan for Buthelezi. So we need to find, in other words, this is Buthelezi. Buthelezi seating plan is supposed to give us the A2. So we need to use a formula in order to get that. So one of the formulas I know of is index. Okay, so yeah, the index, which they say returns a value or reference of a cell at an intersection of a particular row or column in a given range. So what do we need to do? We need to say index, and then as you can see the reference, where do we need to get that sitting plane? We need to get it here. The sitting plane, we need to get it where? We need to get it here. And then we say comma, the column, the row number. Okay, so from here, since we're looking for Buthelezi, we're looking for a combination of things. So now we need to match this Buthelezi on this our surname here. So we need to match it so that we can be able to get this A2 here. We need to say, now we need to use the match function, and then so the lookup value. So lookup value being what? Who are we looking up? We're looking up Buthelezi. So we click on Buthelezi. So and then we say comma, lookup area, meaning the table we need to look, or the ranging we need to look up this person. So where do we need to look up this Buthelezi? We need to look up this Buthelezi on this range. So they need to find, so this match function, it matches this Buthelezi to the Buthelezi on the surnames here. So after that, the index will come into play as to locate exactly where Buthelezi sitting plane is. So after that, if I'm not mistaken, just say close bracket. So we close the first bracket and then the second one. Yes, so we got our A2 as we should. So because Buthelezi sitting plane is on A2, as you can see. So the index function locates the exact sitting plane, the exact seat of Buthelezi. So we use the match function to match that sitting plane with Buthelezi on our surnames here. I don't know if that makes sense, but then yeah, this is the formula. And then yeah, okay, so what else? So if we are done, so they said, okay, let me check. Okay, so they said center the spreadsheet horizontally and vertically. So we need to center the spreadsheet horizontally and vertically. So how do we do that? So let me just make this bigger. We must center the spreadsheet horizontally and vertically. So we say page layout, and then just come to this, I don't know what it called, this drop down thingy just under here. Just come here, and then they said it must be centered horizontally and vertically. So yes, so here's our center. They said center horizontally and vertically. So as you can see now, it's in the middle of the page. It will be in the middle of the page. So when we say preview, our work will be in the middle of the page like this. And then going back, they're saying save. Okay, print the spreadsheet on one landscape page. Display rows and column headings. Print only A1 to I-19. Place the printout in your examination folder. Okay, so let's start with this. Display the rows and column headings. They said in one landscape. Okay, so we come to print. Okay, so this has to be tricky. So it's already in landscape. As you can see, this is how you change your landscape. So it's 1 of 1. So it's only one page. Yes. And then what else? Rows and column headings. So rows and column headings. So let's go to your setup, and then you come into sheet, and then you will have your rows and column headings, just like this. This is what they mean when they say rows and column heading. Okay, so when you say okay, you will see that we will have this 1 2 3 4 until 30, and then also the A B C D all the way. And then what else do we need? In your exam they said print only A1 to I-19. So print only A1 to okay, so I can see proper. So it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So we need to print only. So okay, let me see. Innocent footer. Okay, so let me do this. Okay, so we need to print A1 until I, so meaning this I also needs to appear. So I think let's select everything. And then when you print, I think it's supposed to say somewhere, it's supposed to say only print the selected area. Okay, so I forgot how to do that, but then I will try to recheck on how you do that again, and then maybe on the next video I will show you guys how you do that before I move on to whatever I'll be doing on that certain video. But then that's more or less everything concerning today's video. So that's more or less everything concerning today's video. Let me just double check something. Okay, so the saying retrieve A and then move A16 to B18. Okay, so let me just try to check that quickly what they're talking about. So they say move A16, so we're looking for our A16 until B18, so we need to move this to D16 to D16 to E18, so we need to move it just here. So it's something like this. And then they said hide column A, B, C, so we need to hide A, B, C, so just like this, and then just hide. And then we can simply just hide like this, and then display formulas, and then you display your formulas just like this. You display formulas, show formulas, and then all your formulas will appear. And then what else? Adjust the column width. Okay, so all this other information, we all know how to do that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. If you don't know how to do some of this information, just watch my previous video. I explain on how you do all this other information. So I think that will be it for today's video. So if this video was helpful to you guys, the least you can just do is to just simply like the video to show that this video was helpful to you guys. So from me to you guys, this is goodbye.